my personal thoughts and opinions of the Ascend 12T kayak. And I'll show you some of the features and accessories I have on it. Starting at the stern, or the front of the boat, you have a nice grooved in handle, and I really like this handle because whenever you're casting, your hooks or weights or whatever's on the end of your line doesn't get caught up in it. You like those grooved in handles on the cheaper kayaks. So, moving back a little bit, you have these nice, I like these safety straps because you can put a crate up here. You really put whatever you want up here. There's no really limits for that. Here, I'll go ahead and put one on now. Really about any height. I find this works from about anybody from the height of 5'6" to 6 or over, really. Though, very nice. And you got this nice carpet in here. Whenever I first bought this kayak, I was afraid that this carpet was gonna tear up and come off, and I was gonna have to replace it. But so far, I've had no problems with it coming up. I may add on to it a little more in the front, though. I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do yet. Though you also have these nice rails for mounting accessories. I usually mount a right here. Where I mount it, a little rod holder. I'll just go ahead and do that now. If you're wondering, that's a Perception Pescador 10. Love that kayak, great kayak. I just kind of grew out of it. That's a 10-foot kayak. This is a 12. Anyway, I had to buy this mount for it because I bought this for that kayak before I was planning to buy a new one, and it came with that, but it comes off, and I had to buy that mount so I can mount it in there. It's fully universal, it can turn either direction. If I undo this knob, it can turn up and down. Though, moving on, you have this really nice little compartment for storage. And one of the things I really like about this dry storage is that it has these walls back here. It has these really nice walls on each side to keep your stuff from sliding back and forth. That's one of the things I always had a problem with on this kayak, because I have some dry storage under the rod holder I built and up there. But yeah, these walls really come in handy for not having your stuff slide all the way to the back, because back here there is no dry storage. So you have a nice little latch for it's a lock. Though this one's only about, this one's not that big. It's only about probably the size of my hand. This can barely even fit in it. Oh yeah, this kayak does come with scupper plugs. I'll go ahead and put those in. It comes with 6, I believe, but I think there's only 4 holes, so it comes with 2 extras. These scupper plugs are not the greatest, I will say that. They tend to pop out. Yeah, this pouch can, this pouch can only hold, the biggest iPhone you could probably hold is probably a 7, though I have the 11 and I can't fit it in here. So I guess it's a great place to put like wallet, keys, a knife maybe, just small stuff like that. It's a very quality though. It has these nice grooves for your adjustable seat. The seat can adjust with these straps and leans all the way back. This seat is unbelievably comfortable. It is the most comfortable seat I've ever sat in a kayak. I mean, I love it. It can scoot forward, though I keep mine scooted all the way back and kind of at that angle. Another thing I love about the seat is how it's curved right here. And since it's curved, you can have more stuff right. If I wanted to put a bag right here and strap it down to the seat or to these little latches that come on the rod holders, then I can, because it's grooved in and it'll fit. And it supports your back really well. Getting to the back, I really do like the back because it doesn't come with these bands right here. And so because these bands are very, very tight. It's very hard to put something in it. Though, I mean, they come in useful if you're trying to put, I don't know, just anything basic in there. Though, these latches I find work really well because they don't have that band. You can put the band on there however tight you want it or however loose you want it, but I like how they kind of left that feature there. Now to the very back of the boat. Like I said, you have this very, very hard to stretch tie down bungees. Though I guess they can come in handy at times. And you have another really nice handle back here for, it's really sturdy. I mean, it can't bend. That's another thing I have on this kayak. These same handles don't bend. I've had no problems with them. The only problems I had with it though is that this one, and this wasn't there, it wasn't the kayak's fault. I was pulling on it a little too hard across concrete, which I shouldn't have done. And the bolt on the bottom came undone, so I had to kind of reinforce it some. And I had to put some wood under there. Probably can't even see it. So, yeah, so I had to fix that up. Get that going. I'll close that later. But yeah, back to this kayak. It has the plug on the top, which I really like. And I like that it has the where it can't fully come out, so it's easy to drain if there's ever water in it. There shouldn't be a reason that there is water in it. Though, like with this kayak, I've always had a problem with it. My first plug broke, so I had to buy a replacement that doesn't work as well. And I mean, just right now, I never took this out. It's not that good of a plug. I haven't found. Always pops out, and I don't like how it's this low to the. I mean, the water level sits right about here on this kayak, very close to that plug. Which so whenever it pops out, that's just scary. But yeah, with this kayak, I really haven't had any problems with it. I topped it off with a oh yes, it does come with these nice paddle holders on each. It comes with 2 of them that both fold down, so it's very convenient. And I got it with this Ascend paddle. Has this is their tournament paddle. Has a ruler on it. Its whole body of it is carbon fiber. Has these little water stops, or whatever people like to call them. So whenever you're paddling, water doesn't drip all over you. And I went ahead earlier today and installed this trolley anchor kit from all the way to the back, all the way to the front. Put this little have the little ring on it with the little zigzag anchor for it. And all I really use this for is I use that for my normal anchor, and I have one of these that I like to put into it. One of the things I like about this is that this fits in there too. If I ever need to, say I'm using my paddle and I need to put that somewhere else, it fits right there in those little latches, which is very convenient, especially from it. I put a little carabiner on it, little double-sided one, so whenever it's in the water or if I have it shot down, I can put it on these little clips. And yes, these clips, these are rod leashes. It does not come with the actual leash, but you have to buy that separately, but it comes with the little notches, so you don't have to like hook it to the seat or something else. One of the things I like about the seat is that with the old models, if your kayak flipped over, which this is a very sturdy kayak, I've never even felt I can stand up and fish in it, and almost impossible to flip. Though if it did flip, this seat would just come out, but they had it where they put rails on each side and it's strapped down so it can't go anywhere. I'm planning on putting I'm not sure what color yet. I may not have it change color, but I'm gonna put a little light under here and probably one in the back too on each side of this little wall, just so it can kind of shine onto the stern and shine onto the back. I potentially will put one right here. I may have to run a battery through the dry storage though. Not sure how I'm gonna do that yet, but that may be a time for a different video. Though, I've really hadn't had any problems with this kayak yet. Great kayak. Haven't had any problems with it. Not yet. I only got it a few days ago. I'm not really sure what these are for. If somebody could tell me what these are for, that'd be very appreciated, because I don't get it, but they're there. Getting to the bottom of the kayak, you have the cool Ascend logo. This is not a very fast kayak, I can tell you that, but it's definitely sturdy. I think with most kayaks, if you're looking for a sturdy kayak, it's not gonna be fast. Though, one of the things I do know is that it depends on what paddle you have, if you like your kayak. With that old kayak, I had this little cheap paddle I had just painted. It's broken on this side. This is just a $15 paddle. And I didn't like that kayak because of the paddle. It wasn't fast. That paddle was just hard to maneuver. It always rolls around. Just, for some reason, never liked it. This paddle, this is a over $100 paddle. I like it because it has these lure retrievers. That's what these little notches are on each side. They have the little Ascend logo with their a little fish right there. And on the back side of both sides, it says a tournament, because that's their tournament paddle for all like the real kayak fishermen that actually go out and catch a lot of fish. in tournaments, obviously. But yeah, so far with this kayak, haven't had any problems whatsoever. Great kayak, would definitely recommend. The flaw I have had with this kayak so far is that it only has 2 rod holders. That's not really a flaw. It's just I need more than that because I usually bring 6 or 7 rods with me. That's why I built this one, because this one has 2 rod holders too. But I had to I built this, and I'm gonna build the same thing. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do yet. I don't know if I'm gonna build that same style. I'm definitely gonna try to make it look better than that. But I may make it where only, instead of coming out to here, it comes out like just a little bit out of that little hole and goes across. And so it can hold like 8 or 9 rods, just so if whenever I get extras, I can bring those all out in the water with me, which would be very convenient for whenever you're going out to like big lakes or wherever really you can take this kayak. And speaking of wherever you can take this kayak, I don't think there's anywhere that you could not take this place. There's no places that you could not take this kayak. Best kayak I've ever seen, ever used. It's not insanely ridiculous though. It doesn't have trolling motors. I mean, I guess if you wanted to put one in there, you could. I don't really see a reason to. It's just a kind of a basic, easy to fish with kayak. So that wraps up the review. Thanks for watching.